So this is a mud throwing demo. This might be a little too much clay, but maybe like pound to pound and a half or so is good amount. I'm just going to start out like I would with a cylinder. So 3/8 to half an inch thick. That was a little too thick on the base. So think about like the shape that you want to make before you do your tuna can, and your tuna can, if you do a wider, shorter tuna can, that will be a wider, shorter mug. If it's a taller, thinner one, that may be a taller, thinner mug. So, something I forgot to mention. Okay, at the bottom contrast, I'm going to squeeze in this bulge here, so I've got my fingers on the inside, pressing through my sponge through that thick area, and then just bringing it over into a cone shape. Going to start with my basic cylinder before I do any shaping. Just want to have a good solid cylinder to start with. So, like I thought, I've got too much clay here. I can find my needle tool. With that. Anybody have a spare needle tool? Don't know where it went. Okay, so I'm going to take off some of this extra clay here that I don't need. After I do that, I like to go back with my sponge and just kind of tidy up the rim. I'm going to mop out the extra water on the inside. Okay, so for bellying out a mug, I like to use the metal rib. Make sure it's clean and dry. So, I'm gonna have a dry hand and dry rib so it doesn't slide out of my hands while I'm using it. Okay, so I'm gonna bend the rib so it's curved. I've got the curved side facing away from me, and the clay is just gonna slide through that curve. So I'm just pushing out through the clay on the inside till it meets the rounded rib on the outside. I'm going to throw this top just a little bit taller. Alright. So I like to do that little, I don't know what you call it, little extra bump at the top. So I'm going to hold my rib at the base of where I want that to start, and then I'm going to push out above that with my finger to bring that clay out. And be careful, these get so sharp too. I've had students cut themselves, and I've cut myself. Alright, so now I'm going to just give this a nice lip at the top. Rather than having it flat, I'm going to curve my finger down into the mug, so I have like an angle going down, and that is a nice shape for the liquid to come out, to pour out. And then I'll just fix that up a little. This is a little pointy here, so I'm just gonna use the skin between my pinky and my ring finger to just smooth that out a bit. Then I'll go in with my potter's knife, trim a little extra clay off at the base. Little undercut so I can get the wire underneath. Oh no, I don't have a wire either. I'm a little scatterbrained today. Thank you so much. Okay. Alright, and then you'll want to have your the board has the earwig on it. Have your board handy. So, hold the wire cutter flush with the wheel, put it under, and then quickly, with your clean, dry hands, gently lift it off onto the board. Okay, and then I'll let this sit out and dry during class, and then I'll cover it completely when I leave and tuck it under. Okay. We'll do one more if you want to watch. If not, you're free to go. Whatever. On this one, so it's like this, and I'm just kind of pushing out to here. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Any shape requests for this one? Okay. I'll just do my favorite shape then. Which is a pretty basic shape. You might just throw like the most beautiful cylinder and have that be your mug. You don't have to go too fancy on it. Okay, this one I like to have a little bit wider at the base, so I made my tuna can a little wider as well. Open it kind of wide. Press that edge, and then I'm going to squeeze in the bulge. Start bringing up the walls. top is already filling thin enough, so I'm just kind of following it up to the top, but I'm not really trying to bring up any more clay. Okay, so for this shape, I think I might trim a little bit off the top. Let's see. Oh, she probably took her needle tool. Or I'm good at losing needle tools. Okay. Is this yours? Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay. Just kind of clean this up with my sponge, my fingers. And then I'm just going to collar this in just a little bit so it's tapered in a little bit at the top. Trim just a little bit more off. Okay, and then I'm just going to make that end shape. A little extra clay off the base. Sometimes I just go back and forth till I get all the little blobs off. Thank you. Yeah, it's just a simple shape, but it's like my favorite.